You mentioned Joe Flacco. How does this all sort out in Cleveland with all the quarterbacks?
Yeah, I would say over the next 5 weeks, they've got to get a good read on what's going to happen, on what's going to happen in training camp. And like normally, most teams will tell you like the stuff in the spring, OTAs and mini camp is about education, getting the players up to speed on what they're going to have to do, installing systems, all that different stuff. And then the summer is about competition. But where they are right now, Susie, I think that they have to at least get a read on where they're going to be come the end of July. So what does that mean? Well, that means you've got the two veteran quarterbacks. Is there a gap between Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett? You have the two rookie quarterbacks. Is there a gap between Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel? Do either Gabriel or Sanders look like, forget about starting, do either of them look like they're going to be prepared enough to be a backup? That where maybe you save the roster spot by cutting one of the veterans at the end of training camp. I think you have to start to ask all those questions now rather than at the end of July because I just don't think there's enough reps to go around when you get in the summer based on the rules the way they are now. And the fact that there's going to be 10 other guys in that huddle that you have to get ready to play a season, you know? So running this like this quarterback derby with four different guys and not knowing who you're going to have back there, that doesn't do a service to the other 10 guys in the huddle that have to go out there in September and October and November and perform at the highest level they can. So I don't know if they'll eliminate anybody in the spring, but I would think that they would spend the spring trying to get a read on who their best options will be when they get to the summer, and then maybe get the work. Maybe we'll see there's a little bit of a weighted system when we get to the summer where maybe there's one rookie and one veteran, or maybe the two veterans are just so far past the rookies that you have those two guys get a huge amount of the reps when you get to the summer. I think you almost have to do it that way. And then if somebody shocks you when you get to the summer, you cross that bridge when you get to it.
Who's your gut? Who's the starting quarterback?
I mean, my gut's Flacco, just because, like, why would you sign Joe Flacco? Like, you can come up with reasons why you acquire the other three, right? Like Kenny Pickett, like you're taking a flyer on a reclamation project. Dillon Gabriel checked every box. And Susie, people have asked why they took him in the third round. Like he was excellent in the pre-draft process. That's how that happened. And then Shedeur, I think we've been over why you would take the chance on him. Like it just got to a point in the draft for them where his grade was like the grade they had on him was screaming for where he was available there in the fifth round. So with those three guys, you're sort of like just taking a shot at getting and having like a long-term answer there. You bring in Joe to start, and if Joe's not starting, he might not be around. So I would say they'll probably get a longer look at Kenny Pickett in the spring than they will Joe Flacco, just because he's new to there. But I would think that, Joe's probably gonna have the best chance to prove that he's their best option in week one. And I would say like Joe has probably got the best chance to start, but I don't think it's like any sort of wide gap or wide margin that he's working, wide margin for error that he's working with here.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.